What do you do?
Exactly.
I get that.
Right.
Get it, I get it, what do you
That's,
do?
that's into the. Which is why I'm looking like.
All right, Steve, we'll go ahead and get started.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you already.
Oh, yeah. I turn video and.
Up, Miss Brittany.
It's not.
We are,
I am coming in, I am coming coaching.
so, when are you coming?
Oh, my dog's better and I put it on myself every day and I'm just.
So many times I picked up my phone to message you.
Yes, because I need it,
Once you're in, don't worry, I will pick up in.
but I am, yeah, well, nervous.
Well, you tell me the date to start rattling cake.
Okay, tomorrow. Tomorrow's a good day.
I love it. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day.
All right, everybody, welcome to our team meeting for September, right?
Yes.
Can you believe it's September?
Oh.
No, well, it is, so you need to believe that, let's believe it, it's happening. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get things started, we got some folks still be joining us on Zoom, so. Let's get out, we're waiting on a cover. Waiting on a cover. Clicker. Hold on, so tell me something good. What's happening out there? Who's got a big win they wanna share?
Did a good show yesterday.
Okay, let's go. Good showings on,
Listed.
okay, so you've got the listing, had a couple come, okay, very good. Very good. Hey, let me ask you a question. So I heard I had a couple of conversations with folks talking a little bit about deals falling apart with inspections. Anybody run into that? No one? Good. So there's nobody. No, I'm kidding. There's a couple. Yeah. Guys, here's the thing to remember. How many of you during the course of your buyer consultation, when you've got properties that you're showing, are pulling out the seller disclosure prior to going to see the property?
When I sent it to them,
Send it to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
and I really highlight
Yeah.
any.
Efficiencies or anything else like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, do this, something I'll throw out there as a, I'll throw out there as a best practice, not necessarily a unique practice, is, if you've got an opportunity to go over that with them on the phone prior to the showing, right? I mean, I know we send it to them, we give it to them. How many of you think they read it after you send it? 100% of the time. They read it 100% of the time. Okay, anybody wanna go 60% of the time? 50. 32%.
I would think it would be low.
What, low, okay, I still, Mike hasn't moved, so it hasn't hit his number. 10% of the time, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't truly understand what that document is, right? They don't truly understand what it is. And, you know, if you move forward on an offer, and you've read you've read the seller disclosure, do you know that you're kind of like really supposed to call out anything that's on the seller disclosure? Because see, if they read the seller disclosure and then decided to write a contract and then came back and said, hey, we want this fixed. I mean, the listing agent can push back and go, we already disclosed that. Price reflects that. No, problem. Everybody know that? So what you gotta understand is sometimes what I've found, and not sometimes, a lot of the times, what I've found is the deals that are falling apart over the inspection, we probably could have done a better job on the front end, talking about the seller disclosure, right? Guys, you do realize the house we're gonna go take a look at, oh my gosh, it's an incredible house. Fantastic backyard with those trees and everything, and it's nestled right down there in Chevy Chase. Actually, the house looks really, really good because it was built in 1940. The way, right? Are we talking about the age of the home? Because some things are just age appropriate, right? You do realize that if you go into a house and you show it, they decide to write, and then the inspector comes back and says, hey, there's no GFIs in the house, you know that that's not the seller's responsibility to fix. Everybody know that? They don't have to bring the property up to current building code. Right? It's no problem. You plug something in, it runs. They test it with that little tester, the inspector comes in and it's hot. So I think really what's happening in a lot of instances is we need to slow down a little bit. To make sure we're having a high level conversation with our buyers. Setting the right expectation, right? Yeah, we'll have a home inspection, and then once we get the home inspection back, we'll make a list of all the things we want them to fix. And then we'll go ahead and fix. Brittany's laughing, she's like, yeah, said that once, a long time ago. You gotta understand, you speak to the process, not what other people are going to do, okay? And I'm telling you this because I'm the one that signs the releases, right? I'm the one that signs the releases, and I think a lot of those conversations, I think we win if we go back to the beginning, right? Back to you got somebody trying to get in. But I think it goes back to that first conversation. You guys okay, this is goes back to that first conversation, literally some of the things we said at the very beginning. Set great expectations, don't set unrealistic expectations. So it doesn't have to fix anything. They said it only fixes it. No, great. Well, there's broken windows, I don't care. That's right? So be careful there, right? Be careful there. All right, okay, so culture and action, this is kind of a little fun exercise we do. I wanted to point out a couple of things here. The culture and action piece, if you've seen it, it's broken down. You've got behavior, the standards for how we behave, and then actions, kind of what we do, right? Now, today, Jackie and Tristan put number 36 on there. No, I'm kidding. It comes this way from KWRI. I didn't put that on there, right? Pay your market center bills on time. That's actually a cultural piece, right? What do we do? I read down this list and I see so many things on here that jump out. Handling a fellow associate's business when personal or family illnesses occur. Number 28. As the job that you did with Patrick Arvin and reaching into your pockets, helping him, and do everything from a meal train, guys, to raising money. Joseph Miller closed out a couple of his deals, right, that he had that were kind of pending. So, just always really appreciate that as far as that goes. Anybody got a favorite on there besides John and number 8? That's what? That's actually mine. That's actually Bo's area of opportunity for growth, right? Yeah. Let me tell you something else that happens right under number 8, number 9, right? Now, avoid disparaging remarks about anyone, especially associate who leaves or joins a competitive effort, how many times they come back. Couldn't find one that really was all encompassing. Been seeing a little proliferation of the real estate agent expressing their frustrations on Facebook about another H fund. Believe it or not, I've actually called brokers on that, and they go, "Well, they didn't give an heck." I'm like, but you do realize in the code of conduct for NAR, you're not allowed to just make any money, right? It hurts all of us, right? And the frustration kicks into stuff like that. So that's to another agent, that's to another buyer, that's to your buyer or your seller, whatever's going on. Guys, I'm telling you, if you start taking the conversation down, if you start going down into the mud, the entire deal goes into the mud. These folks, these people out there, there's a shortage of inventory. There's actually, a shortage of buyers out there right now, right? And some of them are making these incredibly aggressive offers to put things together, and then they're looking up going, okay, we might have overshot the run. Anybody had that happen? Follow buyer's remorse. I'm getting releases that are coming in that are 2 days after they wrote the contract. Now, not a bunch of them, but it's something, right? It's something. So the buyers are out there. There's a shortage of them. They're fighting to win. Okay. Let's make sure we're helping them make a great decision. Because here's the thing, a decision made without all the information is not good. Which one are you looking for, John?
I was talking about hugs, 7 hugs or 7 10-second hugs a day or something like that.
Okay, it's not a 10-second hug. Okay, that's you're thinking about the last time you had to go to HR. Yes.
I got one up there, right before you quit.
What's that? Where is it?
Second to last, third to last.
Yeah, crying before you quit.
Like social media, like
Yeah.
home videos, like all that.
Yeah,
And I quit before I even tried.
yeah.
That's a hard one for me. Oh,
You know, Let me give you guys a name to write down. Ken Pozak.
Oh,
Pozack. Now, Ken he's a guru. He's a long format video guy on YouTube, does an incredible job, runs an incredible business. He moved from Detroit to Orlando, Florida, and in 3 years, he built a business that's doing about 7 to 8 million in commission. All because his family loved to go to Disney World. That's literally what took him there. Here's what I want you to do. Get on his YouTube channel and go back. Go back to the beginning. Go back when he was doing the man in the street. Hey, everybody, I'm out here on 123 Orlando Street, and I got this great lot. Hey, let's let's go inside, right? And you suddenly look and he's filling up his nose and it's over his shoulder. He's not even in the freaking picture, right? Driving down his car, driving down the road, he's in his car filming stuff. I mean, and then look at what he's doing today. Because he didn't come from broadcast journalism. He wasn't an actor. He wasn't any of those things. All he was someone that made a decision that they were going to work on it. So take that first step. Everybody struggles with that, right? It was only after I started making a lot of videos, right, and sending them out, and people telling me, how good looking I was. That's when I really started to get some traction, right? But I had to hear that. Right? John used to tell me. But again, keep your eyes on the road down the front. Get out there and do it. Finished is better than perfect, right? And all of you have something to say on social media. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it positive. I also notice a lot of real estate agents making posts talking about, how hard their job is, how tough the market is. Here's the thing, folks. People want to work with somebody who has a ridiculously positive can-do attitude. That's what they want. Even if you're not in that place, take a little checkup, right? A little checkup from the neck up. Zig Ziglar, come on, let's go. But I mean, stay out of that stuff. Nobody wants that. Buying a house is a ridiculously exciting period of time, and there's also a lot of stress. So be the upbeat, optimistic person that you are, right? So very good. All right, we got some newcomers. Taylor Norton, Sammy Sanchez, and Sammy Singleton. Look, we got two Sammys in the same month. How about that?
That's name, so
Huh?
yes, also.
What's that?
Sammy S and Sammy F.
Wow, so I'm going to help you there. Sanchez or Singleton. So welcome. If you bump into them running around, let them know you're excited that they're here, right? Look to help them. Growth partners. Those people were referred to the market center. Lexi and Kelly actually growth partners became their sponsors, so that's cool, right? August cappers. This is pretty cool. Let me tell you what's cool about this. So there's 4 of them up there, right? You got Nora, right? She capped in like 20 minutes. And Chelsea, Double Barrel Holdings, right? Hustling, cracking it out there. Here's a cool thing about Matthew and Big E. They're homegrown. They're homegrown cappers. They started with us new, right? Came to the classes, came to the meetings, did the things they needed to do, got some traction, right? And then they cap. So it's pretty exciting. So we got some new faces that will be up on the capper wall. So it's really exciting. Yeah. Matthew was ticked. He was super ticked. And I think he's still wasn't like right at the bottom. I mean, he's got a few months, right? And he's got stuff in his pipeline. So that's super exciting. So if you see him, we got some birthdays in September. It's a big month, right? Marlene Jones, Lauren Hollingsworth, Lexi, Sarah, Luke, Debbie, Jessica, Caitlin, Christian, Bailey, Deandra, Brandon, Ashley, Robin, Jonathan, Chelsea, Dustin, Warren. You see Justin, congratulate him because when you turn 50, it's a big deal. Tyler Edge and Tammy Gardner. So if you see him, wish him a happy birthday, right? Taking an opportunity to celebrate those folks as well. We got some anniversaries too. We got some folks that have been with us for quite a long time. Sheridan Sims, 10 years. Scott, you could have got here 2 years faster and beat him out. Come on. I mean, what are you doing? Scott McKenzie in the room here, 8 years. Krista Joint, 8 years. Debbie Gaines, Becky Varney, and Nasser, all here for 7. Candy Combs, 5. Randy Carpenter for 5. Tracy Ward for 5. Amy Donaldson for 5. Emma Eiler, 5. McGee, 4 years. Debbie, 3. Lauren Blankenship, 3. And then Holly Rapier at 1 year. So if you see them, tell them happy anniversary, right? Happy anniversary. So, I first looked at this slide and I was like, how? I thought there were people missing. But then I remembered it's an anniversary based on the month. How many of you all were thinking that? Brittany, were you? Like, were you thinking like, how can Lauren Blankenship be on there and her husband not be on it? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You know what? You guys can, some of you are going to need to write that down and think about it the rest of the day. Tough crowd here today at the Keller Williams. All right. If that's okay, because it's time to loosen things up with a little bit of bucket fills. Right. And here come the two biggest buckets fillers of them all. Jackie, who's knocking out transmittal today. Give her a hand, everybody. Transmittal today. Yep. And our amazing PC coach, right? He's been here sooner, but he and Jackie were loading up on the Chick-fil-A. So, they ate a plate while they were standing over there, and now they're just gonna bring in one to snack on during the meeting. Well done. All right, so, who's got a bucket fill? Now, bucket fill, somebody that helped you, somebody that pulled you up, somebody lifted you up, somebody that took a question, answered a question, right? Gave you a little bit of help, any one of a number of things. Could be staff, it could be, your principal broker, right? Or your principal broker, or maybe your principal broker. I mean, so you guys just feel free to fill those buckets as needed. Oh, okay, there you go.
Principal broker.
What are the odds, guys, that I'm the principal broker standing up here and you want to fill the
read an email on that in turn.
what's that?
You read an email on that in turn. Anyway, person I really want to, if I can want to feel is Holly Ray.
Yeah,
Holly's not here, she was on that list there.
anniversary, yep.
Yeah, and the anniversary list. Holly just never flinches. She said, oh, yeah, I'll do it on two different occasions. She's helped me with. Drop signs, new showings, this super individual, super co-op. And does a good job. Everything compliance, steadily, equitably. Works hard. Holly Regner.
Who else? Who else has the bucket fill? Brittany Fiore.
John Bentley's bucket. There have been a bar class and and he had mentioned, or we had talked about it, about the new website that was coming up, and I've done something, and he had mentioned it, and then anyway, he called, and his call reminded me, had a senior moment, and the class was going on, so I didn't miss it. Because he took the time to say, hey, so I thought that was straight on.
Always looking out for somebody, right?
Really.
Well, I figured it wasn't in her calendar. No, we forget.
I got it, so I put in my calendar, but I forgot what the meeting was. I just made space for it, and then I couldn't remember what the meeting was. When he called, he said, oh yeah, here's the meeting. I'm like, oh my goodness. But
I'm
that's
smiling because I'm smiling because John actually remembers someone else's calendar besides his own. But it's his, we all know the challenge, right? Of keeping, things on track with your calendar. So I love that. What else? Anybody, who else has a bucket fill?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Heather is, that is.
Love that. All right.
Thank you.
You really have.
Awesome.
Anybody else be an admin now? I'm here.
Okay.
Thank you. Keller Williams Commonwealth for always being so warm and welcoming when you've been on stuff that it's tough.
Oh, well, you're very welcome. You're very good. Thank you for that, Rosemary. All right, anyone else? Bucket fill? Oh, did you already go?
I did, but I,
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's got about the broker.
You want to come up here?
bucket, I had a document that needed your signature over a holiday weekend, and I thought, Tuesday would be a great time to sign it. And you got billed like over holiday weekend, so.
Oh, well,
for that. Didn't have to do
You knew
that.
how hard it was for me to sign this. Oh.
Vacation.
Never do. But I appreciate the fact that you see the incredible effort that I put into it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, can't see it, and I do read those, right? I do read them. Referral agreements get my attention. Because I see some of them that I kick back because they're filled out wrong. And they're not, the permission's wrong. It's not going to the right person. That's a big, right? I get a lot of buyer's rep agreements that aren't signed by anyone. And I'm supposed to be the first one. How does that happen? Don't speak up if you do
I
that.
said, We send them to the buyer and you at the same time. The buyer may not see it.
Oh, so I'm first. I'm actually making myself first, so he's not quick like that. Okay, that's good, Bucky Phil. I appreciate that. All right. Very well. So real quick. We're gonna pass out a dialogue. Guys, here's what I'm going to tell you. I spend a lot of time talking to other bold coaches that are basically, some of them run market centers, own market centers, they're in market centers. They're in all sorts of places. I talk to operators across the country. Sometimes I get to talk to some of those like really super cool, really smart people, right? And here's what I'm going to tell you. The one thing is is anybody experiencing a little bit of challenge out there anymore? Could be a little, could be a lot, could be a medium, whatever around there, there's challenges. Okay, here's what I'm gonna tell you, there's always challenges. There's always challenges. There were challenges when you'll have challenges when there's a ton of inventory out there. And there's buyers falling out of the trees. Here's your challenge. Hey Scott, super excited about this weekend. We've got those 7 houses to go look at that you showed us. And here's a list of 14 more that we'd like to see. Is that gonna happen? Yeah, wait a minute, what? So I'm going now where I got 1 house to show people because I have a limited inventory, and now they're gonna want to see about 20? Yeah. You could talk to agents that when we go into a buyer's market, which means increased inventory, people sending lists of 40 houses they'd like to see. Mike, am I right? Yeah, John, you've been through that, right?
Yeah,
In fact, you first started.
but now I make sure that, you know, their criteria, and I
Yeah,
had something similar to that this weekend, they wanted to add something. They weren't nothing like the other ones, and I said, well, what's changed in the criteria? Talk
I
to
love
them.
that.
Yeah.
When we first met, a basement wasn't in your top 5 things that you absolutely had to have. This house has a basement. Tell me what's changed. You know, you originally said you wanted to be in this school district, right? And this house you just sent me is not in that school district. What's changed? So the dialogue and the things that we say are going to have to change, right? Now, what I will tell you is this, it doesn't matter what the challenge is in the market, right? It doesn't matter, because we can't change that. The only thing that we can truly change are the activities that we do in order to put ourselves in position. You can't go out every day with a goal to go sell a house. Put one in contract. Now, that might be your goal on a weekend where you're showing the last 3 houses, and 2 of them, it's a second look. I mean, then your goal is to write a contract. But however, you wake up each day, most of the time, you can't just make a decision. And today my goal is to sell a house. No. That can't be your goal because you can't focus on that. Okay, but now listen to me on that. You cannot wake up every day and focus on selling a house. The only thing that you can focus on are the activities that put you in position to sell a house. And those are conversations. So let's talk a little bit about the power of the care call. It's a care call. You know what that means? That means you don't have to even talk about real estate. Right? What would be wrong with calling and checking in on people? What's the number one thing that's probably most families are dealing with right this moment?
School started.
School started.
Schedule to go.
Yes. Schools are- Is that a disruptor?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the kids are all whining and parents are all smiling because they're like, school. I get that. And yet what I'm gonna tell you is it's on everyone's mind. Guess what else is gonna be happening soon? The leaves are gonna start changing color. Fall is going to come. When in doubt, talk about the weather. Okay, football season has started up. You've probably got some people in your world that, follow Kentucky or someone else, but guess what? For a lot of folks, that's something they're very excited about. If I've got a database, I know whether that's important to them. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is we absolutely have to carve out some time every single day to be prospecting and staying in touch with our people. If you don't want to sound salesy, don't sound salesy. Right? If you don't want to sound like you want something, that's the only reason you're calling, make a call about them. Check in, right? Know that it's their little one's first day of first grade. or the kid's finally going to college, or just starting middle school, or just starting high school. These are the conversations that you guys can have, and it can be very simple. They know you're in real estate. These are people that you know. They know you're in real estate, so you don't have to club them over the head with it. All you simply need to do is get into conversation. A conversation is key. They walk away from that conversation and they remember you. You're top of mind. They bump into someone that says they're going to sell their house, and guess what? They give them your name and phone number, or they suggest that they call you. You with me? It sounds so rudimentary, and yet what I can tell you is absolutely nationwide, the number one thing that's holding us back as real estate agents at this particular time is we're still grasping on what was. Guys, we're going back to the way it used to be, which was you made X number of calls each day and you talk to your key people. If you got 100 people in your database, great. You got 200, fantastic. 300, awesome. Pick up the phone and give them a quick call, right? Give them a quick call and just check in. Ask them how work's going. What do you think after they tell you how work's going? What do you think they did?
How your work's going.
That's exactly right. They ask you how your work is going. You know, how's the real estate business? When you hear someone say that, guess what? Take your foot off the gas. And pat yourself on the back because they know you're a realtor. Right? Man, how's everything going to Toyota? Great, awesome. They'll retire next year. Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah. How's real estate going? Ah, pretty good. Y'all struggling out there? Everyone loves to talk about real estate. But they don't love, so you can start trying to shove stuff down the throat. So just bring it up. Now, here's a foolproof closing for your phone call that will never offend anyone. Okay? Well, John, it was great catching up with you. Listen, you got any friends or family members that real estate plans this year? I'd love to go. That's it. It's as simple as that. That's a simple close. That's a simple ask. So you see, we don't need a better dialogue. We don't need a better script. We need to take action with the tools that we have.
So you're saying there's no need to reinvent the wheel?
Yeah.
So I
It just
just,
is. You got-
just have
What
to
if,
go.
yeah, just give them, pick out 10 a day, go down the list, get in your database, right? Give them a shout, give them a call. Now, do you think people out there today in the market, do you think there are struggles with just the average human?
Yes.
Yeah. You think there's any fear out there in the world, in the market?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what the fear is, don't you? It's always the same. It's the fear of the unknown. That's all. Just know that. It's the fear of the unknown. It's always the fear of not knowing what's going to happen next. So take it upon yourself to reach out and talk to these people. You'll feel better. And the beauty of the care call is, you know, when you just call and check in and check on people, you'll feel better getting off the phone. They might even say, hey, thanks, John, right? Yeah. Thank you for giving me a buzz. All right, Stephen, hey, I appreciate the call. Pleasure. And you know, if you got anybody you know, friends and family that got real estate plans, I'd love to help them. I'd love to help them. Oh, yeah, we'll keep you in mind. Boom, move on. You don't even have to throw that in there. I just said we can't resist. You guys might be good. That's okay. If you're not talking to someone, find someone to talk to. Okay. All right. Here's your Mets database script. Okay. I thought I'd pull this one out. You know. Good morning, Bo. Hey, I realize it's been too long since we spoke. How are you? I'm good. Ford, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. You don't have to ask them all, but you need to ask them a little bit about what's going on. Hey, how are you? Get those kids back to school, right? Hey, your oldest starting their junior year, aren't they, at University of Kentucky? Know these things about these people. Hey, listen, so there's two ways to go here. New agents, seasoned agents. So I made this career move to real estate sales. That's a new agent. Or I'm going to say, hey, I'm at the office today working on real estate. And don't worry, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I would love to earn your future referrals. Would that be okay? Let them answer. They're going to say, yeah, great. The reason I said great is because that's what it says to say. Great. You could say awesome. Right? I'd like to share updates with you about the market from time to time. Can I update my contact information for you? Pause. They're gonna say, sure. Terrific. You're gonna update phone, email, home address, birthday, family members, work, whatever. But contact information is critical here. Listen, I'm gonna commit to staying in better touch and let's talk again soon. Now, do you know why let's talk again soon is in there? Yep, that's part of it. That's part of it. What else? Let's talk again soon.
Let them know you're gonna stay in touch.
Yeah, that's good too. Close. The reason you tell them, hey, let's talk again soon, is because I'm getting off the call. Because I'm not gonna sit and talk to John for 30 minutes, because I don't have time. With me?
So you're essentially.
Yeah.
Collecting.
Yeah, it's super polite, right? Well, listen, man, I'm gonna commit to staying in better touch. Staying in better touch. You know what? Let's talk again soon. Right? Please tell Tara I said hello. And if you know of anyone with real estate plans this year, I'd love to help. Yes, this dialogue right here should be in everybody's hands, and you should be using it every single day. And you should be working to make somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 contacts a day. If you will do that, if you will commit to that, you will absolutely sell more real estate. You will get more referrals. You will also make it concrete in your the people in your database that you've met. That's why we call them METs, because we met. People that you know. And I would have this conversation, right? With as many people as you can find. And then take all your notes and update your database, right? Make sure you've got their correct email, phone, address. Why do we want address?
Newsletters.
Send them cards.
Cards, letters,
Neighborhood
neighborhood nurture.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those kind of things. Here's the other reason we want. Here's the other reason we want.
Stop.
We're in real estate. We're in the business of real estate. We need to know where they live. Did you say that? Oh, what softens? Okay. But you're in the business of real estate. You just ask them if you can send them market specific data from time to time. If you don't know where they live, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, people really care about like what's going on in their neighborhood.
The neighborhood,
Micro-
the neighborhood nurture smart plan is just their neighborhood, just the neighborhood. How much is that house still right down the street? About 6 doors down, it's got the red shutters. That's what they want to know. They don't care about what's happening in 40502 if they live in 40509. They just don't. Where they live. It also puts you in a position to be the local real estate agent choice in that community, right? If there's an area you're farming, they've made several upgrades to the neighborhood nurture program. If you're farming a specific area, you can put that farm right in there. You can do a radius, you can go by subdivision name, you can do whatever you can map it out. Like it, the neighborhood you live in. Gary Keller tells us, be the best agent on the street you live on. Before you worry about being the best agent in the state of Kentucky. With me? So, I mean, I get John, I get a lot of stuff from John, because he farms Autumn Ridge. Right? So, John's also, been our sponsor for the, homeowners association meetings that we have. All the people come in, it's a pretty good crowd, got 75 people, gets up there, talks about it, brought his flyers, brought his business cards, paid for some snacks or drinks or something, I think. And,
Not those.
what's that?
She was laughing. I said, not those kind of drinks.
No,
Those in the church.
Water and soda and things like that. But see, he's farming that area. He's working to become a known quantity. Why did he pick that neighborhood? Yeah, it used to be a low ticket, now it's a big ticket, but it's also the turnover rates there. There's a little turnover, get into Banbury and some of those other areas, right? Yeah. I mean, so, yeah, somebody had a question. Yeah, Britt?
So, I have a lawyer in the contract right now in a house here in Kentucky. And, she just came here for a vacation, visits some relatives. Decided she's gonna buy a house that weekend, or she's gonna sell her house. Her agent actually called her while she was here. To check in with her, it was this quarterly calls, and she said, you didn't put my house up for sale, I'm moving to Kentucky. And it was, and I talked to him later, he's like, yeah, I was just doing my quarterly calls. You know, I just called her and he's got a listing and it's like a contract in a week and. You got a listing, 5 minutes quarterly calls, I'm like, really?
Guys, we don't, you guys aren't test marketing any of this that we talked about today. That is in. It's in. Your greatest opportunity for the people that live in that phone, live in your Instagram, live in Facebook, live in your, whatever platform it is, right? Gotta get them in your database, and now we've got to start getting systematic with what we're going to do and how we're going to touch, right? And it's very, and here's the thing, that's not, oh my gosh, I gotta spend the next 12 days. That's not what it is. It's simply putting it on your schedule each week, a little bit of time to go in and kind of clean those things up, right? If you just went in and got 5 contacts tightened up, got them on a neighborhood nurture, all of them have their address, call them, use that dialogue right there. Oh my gosh, how many of you know somebody you could drive to their house, but you don't know their address? Think about it. Yeah. Surprised I get home every day. So, all right, awesome. So, I've got to go get on a bold coaching call. So let me see where I'm at. What time is it? 38, okay. Good deal. All right, so, Bold is coming. Bold's coming to Lexington on 9:30, right? First step to Bold, it's free. First step is free. We should have 150 people at first step. First step is it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. You will leave that day with new business in your hand. You just will. Because you're going to get in, you're going to get fired up. Then we're going to start with the rest of it. Bold is 6 weeks long on this particular launch. There's no skip week. So you're going to be done literally right after Thanksgiving. Right after Halloween. Before Thanksgiving and before Christmas. Okay. So if you've not signed up for first step, there's your QR. If you want to go ahead and sign up for full Bold, get that rolling. You want a Bold scholarship and you're not sure how that works, come see me, come find me. Tristan knows how that works. Application for Bold scholarship went out today. So that's now something good. MCA moment. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to the amazing Jackie and Gillespie. Did y'all know her name's not Gillespie? It's Gillespie. Everybody know that? So if you've been calling her that and you're wondering why she's, gives you that mean bug, it's because you're married with her name, people. Get with us.
It does not bother me.
And it's not Jackie, it's Jack Hay.
No, it's not.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. So guys, here, I'll leave this for you. And I am, I'm gonna go talk to another two people. This won't be near as fun as you guys.
It's impressive. He said 37 minutes and he is at 37 minutes. Somebody tell Tara.
Okay. Whoops.
Oh, sorry.
All right, everyone. I want to touch on escrows. I've received a lot of questions about escrow process. I've seen a couple of things fall through the cracks. And I just wanted to give out a few reminders, and then I follow this up with an email too. So one of the big things is that earnest money is not being delivered to our office to hold it in the 72 hours that it's required to. So when you have a signed contract, the contract will say something to the effect of escrow must be in hand within 72 hours. We're required to hold it. The only way we can release it is if you have a signed release form or if you are bringing escrow to closing, which I will touch on. It's a lot nicer if you don't bring escrow to closing. The title company will offset your commission check by the escrow amount that we are holding. So then you don't have to come in and pick up a check to bring it to closing. And they don't have to process the check on their end to be able to pay out your total amount. So I will make your side of the transaction whole by pulling the escrow out of our escrow account. We have Payload, which most of you are using. And we really want to encourage the use of Payload because it gives us the ability to track documents and the payment date and all of that and have the support behind it if that comes up at closing time. if you're gonna be paying by a check or money order, I would really encourage you to tell your client to take a picture of the check at drop off and send it to you, because you're gonna be required to send a copy of the escrow into your opportunity. And it will move a lot faster if you already have that picture in hand, instead of asking me or Tristan to go through all of our deposits and find a copy of that check for you. John, what's the smirk for?
That's how did. What's happened recently, but somebody will know.
Oh. The other important thing is the number of times that I get handed a check that has zero information on it. And I have to go hunt down who the buyer is by name in Dotloop and hope that I can make a connection somewhere with the purchase agreement on why I'm being handed this check. For checks, it's a little easier, but for money orders, sometimes I have literally zero information to go on. So if somebody is not paying through payload, it's important to know that you need to identify the property address that you're under contract on and the buyer name on, and the agent name on the check, so that we can properly record it and hold it.
Where did you like that in? Yeah,
It's usually a lower left side of the check. That has
Oh, it's
space
memo?
for memo.
okay.
That's pretty. I'm a buyer and I wrote in the address, and then when that deal fell through, and I strike that address down, you know, and I strike it out and write the new address. On the check. Or the
We never received the check.
It fell through, you know, like. Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean, like, she wrote the check and they didn't accept her offer or whatever. So we should. Kept working on it. Now she.
Can the buyer initial the change on the check
Yeah.
for the property? Then
Yeah.
that would be okay. Okay. So this is our website. Do you guys use the website? Do you check it out? A little bit. Under agent resources, there is this link, request earnest money. If you click on that, it's going to ask you to sign in. All right, let's go. It's going to walk you through a bunch of steps on what you're trying to do with the escrow. And Tristan set it up so that it is pretty fail-proof. Like you're fail-safe. You're going to be told if you want to submit for a contract termination, you have to upload the release. The release, I'm going to look at it and it has to have all party signatures on it. If you have a for sale by owner, then you can, I need to know that, because otherwise I'm gonna come back to you and say, I don't have a seller signature or a broker signature on it. Because I'm expecting to see those on every single release in order to process taking escrow money out of our account. There's a lot of laws and regulations around escrow. So when you fill this out, if you want to transfer it to a new address, you're going to also need the termination, the release signed by all parties from the first address before I'm going to adjust it on my accounting system to show the new address. And then if you need it for closing, we just ask that you give us at least 2 business days notice for us to be able to print the check. But hopefully everybody's leaning more toward having that the title company offset your commission check by the escrow that we're holding. So those are the key points that I wanted to touch on as reminders. Does anybody else have any questions about escrow?
We used to print out a sheet right into it. Do you still want?
You
That's still helpful or?
you are my only person who uses that sheet.
Oh, okay, well.
It is helpful because that ensures that I have a name to apply it to, an address, and it has your name on it. I'm not upset if you're not using it, as long as in some way all of that information is getting to me. As a systems person, I would rather use that, but I would need to like have printouts ready for you at the box to be able to ensure everything's being facilitated. So that's not the end of the world if it's not there.
I was gonna print it out myself, so.
Anything else? Okay. Preston has something. Yeah, 241.
I just want to jump up and talk about the MLS transition. I know some people are aware, some people aren't. Some people may have a lot, some people may have little knowledge on it. The biggest and most important pieces are the new MLS, which I'm gonna call Imagine, is live today. Now, it's not fully operational to the same caliber that Flex was, because the biggest piece is that they're transitioning all the data first. And then the ancillary services, connectors, all of those things, right? So when you're inputting listings now, that has to be done in Imagine. The way that you log in is you just go to Flex, same website, but your username is gonna be imagine dot whatever numbers you have. So like mine's lex.3911, now it's imagine.3911. Same website, same password. And I don't know my password on top of my head, but the interface is very similar. It's not gonna look wildly. You can still sign into Flex with your old login, but you won't be able to do anything. It's gonna be view only for about 2 weeks, and then they're gonna close that out. Okay? Anybody have any questions about that? Yes.
This morning, I forgot the transition.
Mhm.
And it logged me and it said it's read only.
Mhm.
I couldn't get. I couldn't get it to. Get me back to the original screen where I could try again.
Okay.
You know, I need like the fresh Flex where I can put the Imagine in.
Sure. Do you have your laptop on? Do you have your laptop on?
Yes.
We'll connect that to the meeting and I'll get you in.
Question on that?
Yep.
So for, say, a listing, input was put in last week.
Okay.
Sort of saying.
Sure.
The posting got delayed to this week, so we're kind of hit the marker. Does it need to be put in all over again, or is it gonna hit live when it's supposed to? Like, it's ready to hit.
As in, like, you set it to go live
Yeah, like,
last week, right?
yeah,
My understanding is that anything that was completely submitted in the old system, not incomplete listings, but like set to post, should have all moved over to the new system.
Good.
Double check that and double check your saved searches and your contacts. That's what the board has asked to double check, because all of the important, very relevant listing and all that data should come over, but we have seen some gaps here and there. Keep in mind, I'm very limited on what I can do because it's a board thing, but I'm gonna keep all the information top of mind and help with logging transition as I can. That answer your question?
absolutely.
Anybody else? No one?
Can I just ask a general question?
Yeah, absolutely.
At the last team meeting, Tara had, a group that she was asked.
Mhm.
Is that still open? Or is it over?
The NREA master, I think, is what you call it.
There were two questions.
I don't know. That's actually a group that Tara is specifically and individually hosting, but I can get you more information on that. Okay. I guess we'll jump through and see if there's any slides left. I think Bo got them all. We've got the top 20% of Minute Keeneland. If you all aren't in the know on this one, so in October we're going to be hosting top 20% all 4 markets in Keeneland. This is a QR code to register. Madison's also sent out some emails, so check your email for that one.
You have to be qualified top 20% to attend. No guests are included on this unless your guest is a non-KW top producing agent at another brokerage. And your RSVP will get you a general admission ticket and first drink.
Well, thank you for that. I think have we talked about this at all? Have we seen email out?
We have been very quiet on it because the drop has continued to be pushed
Got it.
up.
So KW and Canva have officially announced their flagship enterprise partnership, and if I can water down those 5 big words, now Canva will be integrated into Command to some degree. Now it's going to be down the road, but the biggest piece is all KW agents will get a Canva Pro account for free. Okay. If you subscribe on an annual basis, I can help facilitate that so they can like prorate refunds and whatnot. But we don't have all of the details yet. We're only a couple days ahead of the official rollout. The leadership team is. My understanding is if you have a KW email, that's going to be tied to your pro account. So keep a lookout on that. And to some degree, we should be folding Canva into our command design. So Madison's done a great job getting our September calendar ready. So you can see right here, here's some classes coming up in the next week or so. Highly encourage you to attend those. You can see we're wrapping up Ignite, I think, throughout the next week and a half or so. 2 weeks,
15.
15th, yeah, next 2 weeks. So QR code for the online version, do you have printouts in front of you?
I'm working on it. I have some tweaking to do, but it's gonna be, I'll get it done today and then I'll make a post on Facebook as well. If you wanna access it there. But the QR code, you can always look at our online calendar. That's always, we're always gonna keep that updated.
I wanna point out that we're in the midst of revamping what the calendar looks like, so you should see that this looks a little different, and it's gonna change a little bit more today before it gets printed, but one of the goals is that now everything is going to be time blocked. So every 11 o'clock class is going to be on the 11 o'clock line, so you could see like, I'll come in for an 11 o'clock, but then I'm gonna have a break and I can come back for the top producer, my mastermind. So everything should be in alignment now, so that you have that visual aid. Then softening the colors a bit, and there's gonna come with a second page, which is gonna be way pared down than what we have here.
Yeah,
We're working on it this morning with little quick hit items so that you can focus your attention a little better than it had been presented in the past. And if anybody else has some feedback on that, we will make it also.
Yeah, let me know. I'm working on it today.
And yeah, a lot of great trainings in September. I think we have a guest speaker doing AI. That's probably gonna be a bigger one as well. Is that
Yeah,
right?
so that's gonna be the second week of September. I believe I already made a post about it. There should be a slide if we wanna keep putting.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I just want to make sure we highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Just want to highlight that one.
So, yeah, so Sarah Maslowski, her class is gonna be on how to use YouTube to attract high intent leads. So we're really excited about that. It's gonna be on Zoom. So if you wanted to zoom in, we could probably, I think we can put it up on here. And that would be great if you wanted to come in. And that's gonna be on Wednesday, so it's gonna help you be better on camera, basically, and to use that skill set. Get more leads.
Yep. Watch party, and I'm sure we'll get the direct link out as well if you'd like to take that from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I've got any questions, concerns, comments?
That will be on our calendar, right?
Yes.
Yes.
See it now.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So,
Thank you.
There's some
You
Chick-fil-A.
think that today's market rate, I mean, interest rate, thing, just. I know you feel the question.
They're not 2% and they're not 19%.
Somewhere in the middle, hey?
Somewhere in the middle. There's somewhere in that range. Dana, who was just in here, will be your market pro on that. They have
He loves to be updated.
Right, 652.
Yeah, let's see if our accountant put it in front of the room. I did do that. Well, what I didn't want to do was come up here and do MCA moment to be like. Throw it out. So I figure we might as well wrap it up.
we should figure out like who specifically is gonna